From Tucker Carlson completely exposing the CIA for ruining America, from Elon Musk's mission to stop the spread of the woke mind virus, to Canada trying to make it a criminal offense to say anything good about fossil fuels, today we have some crazy stories, so let's get right into it. And for the first story of the day, the NDP, or Canada's New Democratic Party, have proposed a new bill that has made so many people outraged. So, what exactly would make so many people so mad? Well, they're proposing that any person who promotes the use or production of fossil fuels in any positive light gets jail time or a big fine. Here is exactly what the bill says. I'm going to read the top part of Section 8 first. Manner of promotion and prohibited elements. It is prohibited for a person to promote a fossil fuel or the production of a fossil fuel. 8b. In a manner that states or suggests that a fossil fuel or the practices of a producer or of the fossil fuel industry will lead to positive outcomes in relation to the environment, the health of Canadians, reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, or the Canadian or global economy. Now, this is obviously not a good thing, but breaking this rule should be a minor offense, right? There's no way you can actually get into serious trouble for talking good about something that actually does help millions, if not billions of people's lives every day, right? Well, no. Here's exactly what the bill says. Every person who contravenes Section 8 is guilty of an offense and liable on summary conviction to a fine not exceeding $500,000 or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years, less a day, or to both. Wow. That is a little overboard if you ask me. However, Viva Frey, the person the screenshots I just showed are from, said this. There is no limit to their desired tyranny. They will not be happy until they control your very thoughts. Jordan Peterson then responded to that tweet and made a comment of his own, saying, "More leftist madness in Canada." I think it's kind of funny how numb Jordan Peterson seems to be with all this crazy stuff going on. You know, like to the average person, this is a huge deal. But to him, it's like, yeah. I've seen worse. That's nothing compared to what's going on, which is unfortunate, but true. Also in the news for today, Elon Musk releases a pretty shocking graph. The graph shows how many times these famous quote-unquote woke journals are using these terms in their content. The percent increase is extremely drastic and really makes you wonder, why are they pushing these terms so hard? In addition to that, someone under the post that goes by Florida Now 1 also showed this graph. This graph shows other buzzwords that are being pushed on so many people throughout the years. Nevertheless, Elon had this to say about it. This graph illustrates the woke mind virus taking over legacy media. Same happened with online media and the education system. Then it spread to other countries. But now it will die. Elon seems to be going on a mission to stop the rapid spread of wokeness. We picked the right person to be in charge of almost the biggest social media platform out right now. Shout out to you, Elon. And for the last and biggest story of the day, Tucker Carlson completely exposes the CIA live on Joe Rogan's podcast. Roll it.
The New York Times is a conduit for the lies of government. That's what it is. It's their tool, and they're perfectly aware of that. I used to write for the New York Times as a freelancer. I've been on the New York Times a lot, and there are a lot of really smart people there, for sure. Even now, I would less so now, but there's still, I think, smart people there. I know some, and they know. But no, they're tools of power, and that's like the one thing you're not allowed to be. Even if you think the power is good, like maybe they all support the agenda of the U.S. government, destabilizing the world and impoverishing their own population. Maybe they're on board with that. Even if they are, they shouldn't do it, because the job of the media, the press, is to keep power in check. You are kind of like the seatbelt.
Tucker starts off by talking about how some of the journals and media outlets, some who were featured in the graph we talked about today, interesting, are pawns for the government and agencies that have a lot of power. This doesn't seem surprising at all to me, considering some of the things that have been put out and pushed throughout the years, like buzzwords we talked about above. It's in plain sight the rapid push to get these words out and getting them to start infecting minds. However, Tucker Carlson does not stop there. Before, he was talking in a broader context, but then he targets the CIA and a little bit of the FBI specifically. Roll it.
Richard Nixon was taken out by the FBI and CIA, and with the help of Bob Woodward, who was a Washington Post reporter who had been a naval intelligence officer working in the White House, working in the Nixon White House. And then he shows up like a year later, and he's this brand new reporter. He'd never been a journalist at all. He's a naval intel officer, and he's at the Washington Post. And somehow he gets the biggest story in the history of the Washington Post. He's the lead guy in that story. Well, I worked at a newspaper. I've been in the news business my whole life. That is not how it works. You don't take a kid like his first day from a totally unrelated business and put him on the biggest story. And who is his main source for Watergate? Oh, the number 2 guy at the FBI. Oh, so you have the naval intelligence officer working with the FBI official to destroy the president. The whole thing, Richard Nixon was elected by more votes than any president in American history in the 1972 election. He was the most popular by vote, which is the only way we can really measure popularity, the most popular president in his re-election campaign, and 2 years later he's gone. Undone by a naval intel officer, the number 2 guy at the FBI, and a bunch of CIA employees. You tell me what that is.
Very crazy stuff. It blows my mind that a lot of these ridiculous things that people call out about the quote-unquote elites doing are a lot of the times just in plain sight. But just like Tucker said, it's the way you phrase things, and looking at something from a different angle can give you a whole different story. All this is extremely interesting, so let me know your thoughts on this down below. I need to hear them. So that is all the news we have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as it helps out the channel tremendously. Also, let me know who else you would like featured on the show. And as always, let me know your thoughts on any of the topics we discussed today. I would love to hear them. All right, thank you guys so much and enjoy the rest of your day.